Hi there. I thought we'd come together and play with the resin crate. This one is by J. Diction. I compare it to sort of plaster of Paris, that sort of thing. I'm almost out of this bag. Hopefully we have enough to do what I want to do. One of the key things here is that you do have to measure it right. There is a guide on the back. And when I tried to go outside its guidelines, I tend to fail. I tend to put too much water or something. So I recommend working in the amounts they have here or just cutting it in half. Today I'm going to use the 100 grams and 30 grams water. It has a work time of 8, demold time of 30 minutes. And if you mix it right, it does this perfectly. You put too much water, it takes longer. If you put too much water, then you're not going to get a cure and it's just going to crumble into pieces. So you do have to follow the guide as close as you can. So I have my scale here. Let me stand up so I can see better. I have it set to grams. I'm going to use this cup, so I want to know how much that cup weighs, and it weighs 6 grams. So if I'm doing 100 grams of this, I want it to say 106 grams when I'm done. So let's open it up. I've got the little scoop in here, the scoopy. I might have enough for 2 more, but I don't know. So I'm going to take a big scoop because I know it takes a big scoop. I would say there's about 35 grams per scoop. So that's 55. What did I want? 106. So I'm at 91. Let's take a little bit less this time. And that's 105. Now, I generally am not too worried about being perfect, but let's see, because it can be hard to be perfect. You see that tiny bit up went to 109. That's 108. 107. Can I get to 106? Well, close enough. It's between 106 and 107. We'll stick with that. I might have enough for another pour. We'll see. So I take that off. I have my cup that I'm going to use for my water. Again, I weigh it. Important thing, always make sure your scale says 0 before you weigh anything. So that says it's 5 grams in the cup. I want 30 grams of water, so it should say 35. I'm at 32. And with the water, I tried to be as close as I can. It says 36. I'm going to back it off a little into my cup. 34. 35. All right, so that's what I'm going with. So all you do is you mix it. So I'm going to wait because I'm going to show you what I'm doing. So what I also found is I kept getting dull colors. Like every time I colored it, the kit comes with colors, even those weren't bright colors. So what I found that I like to do is either paint the mold with some sort of mica powder. Even at this, it doesn't come out super dark. But I took these 3 eye candies, I put them in the mold. I put the Galactic Ghost blue in the edge, then put some Nocon blue around the edge, and then I filled it with some worry. But that's it. And it's still not going to come out super dark. The way that I found I could do this is I had poured some of ResinCrete into the mold that I had used before, and you can see along the edge it picked up some of the mica powder, and I thought, well, hey, let's just color it with mica powder. So that's what we're doing in that one. My other thing I like to do is to use gold flakes or any color flakes. That works out really well. You can top it with a top coat if you want. The only thing is you have to plan on maybe that being the mold that you always use for it, because it does tend to get a lot of the flakes left on the mold. But if you always use that mold for this, it's not a big deal. So I'm going to do a foil flakes, but these are more of a copper color. And I used this bronze and painted the edge. This is more like a glitter versus a mica powder. So the way it colored is sort of like a foil. I have a gold that works like that. But I'm also going to add these flakes just so I can show you what I do. They're going to fly everywhere, so I'm going to get them out of my way. I always use tweezers with them so I can poke how much I want. And then I just try not to let a big piece stick down. Try to I just want some small flakes. I'll press them down more once I get something finished here, something I like. And you know, with the foil, it's not going to be perfect. You just do your best. Try to make something look pretty. Too much there. So I don't really push down yet unless I get too big of a piece. Now I'm gonna go give it a little shove down with my hand pushing. See, I don't have quite enough over in this one spot. I'm really just tapping, trying to get some of the flakes off. Trying to not have too big of ones. Using the tweezers sort of for my placement. Got too much there, so I'm taking the tweezers and breaking it up a bit. And I'm going to do a little push down. I see a little bit more that I want to get some in. I don't need it to be perfect because it's not really an effect for perfect, right? If you're really OCD, foils is probably not the thing for you to be doing. You probably want to use something you have a little bit more control over. All right, so that's all I'm going to do in this one. So then we just need to mix. So I'm going to pour my water in. I'm going to take my stick and start mixing. The thicker it feels, the faster you need to move forward with it, because that means that it is getting hard and you need to move, 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 move. If you got your mixture right, you should have a couple minutes to mix. I should have used my bigger stick and used one of these cheap little ones, and as it thickens, it gets a little harder to mix. You can end up having clumps if you don't mix enough, so it is important that you do a thorough, good mix. Let me check my cup, look around in it. Trying to scrape across the bottom. I can already see I'm hardening up here. That is a good sign. That means we have a good ratio. If it's really liquidy, then you know that maybe you don't have a good ratio. All right, now I'm going to start pouring into my molds. Let's see how much I have for this one. I might go ahead and do another mix up so that we could do the other mold. Yeah, because this one's going to take a full cup. So I imagine that one's going to take a full cup too. So let's go ahead, tap. Because you're still going to get some air. So I'm going to let it go. I should have enough water for another mix. So let's grab another cup and we'll do the mix again. I'm still watching this one. I want to pop some more air bubbles. Usually if the mold's not very intricate, you won't get a lot of air bubbles, but you still do need to work at it a bit, and I just like to tap it. If you see an air bubble, what I just do is I take a toothpick and just work it out with the toothpick, but you got to move fast because it is setting up. So it's hardening right away. All right, so we're going to do this again. Again, going 100 grams, but I'm going to weigh my cup again. It's at 0 grams. This time, 5 grams is the cup. Was that what it was last time? I can't remember. So I want to try to do 100. Hopefully I have 100 left because I really wanted to do both of these. We'll see. It is a bit messy. Hopefully I'll get enough. Let's see. I may have to just try to dump my bag in here. Think I can do it without being too horribly messy. All right. So that is not 100, and this is where it gets tricky. Do I have any left in there? All right. So I have about, let's say 75. So let's do our math. So if I had 50, I would do 15. Since it's 75, I would do 7.5. Let's do some water and see how this works out. Nope, I would do 15 plus 7.5. Let's do 22. So it's 5. I'm just going to take this up to 20. 7.5. 15, 22.5. I'm going to go with the 22. This is all a math thing. I'm not really great at math. We'll see how it works out. We'll be able to tell by the mix how it's going. Looks like maybe I needed a little bit more water. It's too pasty, so I'm going to go over here. Let's do 5. Keeping in mind that my cup was 5. All right, let's give it a mix. It's looking better. You don't want it too watery, but you don't want it so thick you can't stir it. I'm hoping I have enough at least to fill the bottom of this other mold so that you could see the color. Now I have to debate, do I want to try another brand or do I want to stick with J. Diction? Has anyone found a brand they like a lot? I'm hoping it's not too thin. If I pour it too thin in the mold, then it may break. I like it to be a thick pour. Oh, this should work perfectly. I think this is going to be good. It's not going to fill the mold, but it looks like enough. Enough. All right. Again, I could probably shake it, tap it, do whatever I need to do. I dumped a little bit over here. You could see how it's setting on top because it's already hardening over there. Tapping again. Trying to, looks like I might have had some bubbles in this one. Let's see if I can break them up. Don't want to mess with it too long after you did it. Just getting rid of bubbles, getting rid of bubbles, getting rid of bubbles. All right. Now, I haven't tried a torch or anything on it. I really haven't needed anything. You could see it comes out pretty smooth on the back. But that's it. 30 minutes, we should have something good to go. Take a look at it. This one's thinner, so I'm probably going to give it at least an hour. I like when it's a thinner mold to wait longer to unmold it. But we'll be back when it's time to unmold. All right, we are back to see how our Eco resin pours did. Hasn't been long at all. Let's see what you think versus coloring the resin. See, that's super cute. Now, I would, to make it waterproof, you have to cover it with something. You can use a water protected spray, or you could even just use resin to cover it. But generally, I would wait at least 24, 48 hours before covering it in resin, just in case there's any moisture left in there. It shouldn't be an issue. The moisture goes away really fast, but you just want to be safe. That looks super cool, right? You could have taken the foils on the edge and done it that way too. All right, so now our other one. This is a little bit thinner, so that means it may not be as hard, but it seems like it's just as hard. Let's see how much color we were able to get out of the blues. And like I mentioned, oops, didn't mean to put that over so we can see it yet, but I was going to talk about how using the mica powder or the foils does impact your molds. You will have to clean them. If you can't get it off, you just use them for Eco resin pours. It may come off the next time. I'm not 100% sure. All right, here we go. There you go. You can see all the colors that I used. The one on the outside, then there was one in the center, and then another color. So that came out pretty cool, pretty cool. You can do any design that you want with the mica powder if you want to do something more specific or closer together in the colors so it's more like a rainbow would be super cool. But yeah, worked out really well.